All right. All right. Rogue is born. Oh, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Laser. FM Laser. Appreciate it, man. The rogue is born. Oh, this is gonna piss people off. Anybody who's been watching me level the Druid is gonna get mad. They're gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?" They're gonna be so mad.
For 10,000 years, the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic.
Okay, so. All right, what achievements do we want to do? Because there's a ton of achievements here. There's complete the hardcore challenge without any point killing an NPC of type beast. I don't want to do that. Complete the hardcore challenge without any point completing a quest. No exceptions. Well, we can't do that. Complete the hardcore challenge without any point using a mount, flight path, or portal. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta fix our UI here. Obviously, it's jacked up. So, homebound, no. Humanist, complete the hardcore challenge without at any point killing an NPC of the type humanoid. No, we're not doing it. Say King of the Jungle, no. We're not gonna do any of these. Let's just say begin adventure. But, do we really like the way this character looks? Nope. I'm not digging it. I don't like the way the character looks. Let's delete this character real quick. We're gonna do kind of what I think it was FM Laser when other people on stream were saying. I think we're gonna go with no markings on the face. Oh my god! Look, there's so many like add-ons that are like installed. It's like a total disaster. So it's so bad. They're like, there's so many add-ons. And it's because the Guild Wars 2 UI, it doesn't like let you it's hard to explain. Whatever, I'm too tired to explain. All right, let's go Night Elf, Rogue, and we're gonna go markings. We're gonna go none, right? Maybe none. Oh, and of course, the stupid people are in the stream. The good old porn, whatever links always show up in my stream. I never go with this face, but no, we don't like that face. I think the only face you can go with it without markings is this one, or this one. This one she just looks too kind of sedate. This one's got kind of interesting look to her skin color. All right. Nah, I'm such a big liar. I'm gonna go with what I had on the other one. Is it still up? Nah. I'm gonna go with the dark hair. I think the dark hair, like you said, like you guys are saying, the dark hair looks good with the rogue gear. You know, like the dark rogue gear. So we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with the blue. The question now is, do we want to do markings or not? you can change different classes just to see what your skin colors and hair would look like with other clothing. I'll do that a lot. I'll like jump around and say, oh, how does this complexion and hair look like with, you know, this color of clothes or this color of clothes, you know. You don't care? I'm really picky about the way my characters look. You guys, if you see me on a real character creator like Black Desert, I'll be like fucking around with the character for like literally like the first time I create a character in a new MMO, if they have like a really like good character creator, it'll take me like 40 minutes to create the characters. I'll be like trying every different possible thing that's in the character creation system, you know. Now, see, I told you. There it is. I'm gonna get. Did the druid die like a 10,000? No, the druid did not die. The druid did not die. Mike, we was leveling the druid just a few minutes ago, and I said, man, and I had mentioned this once yesterday. I said the druid's really boring. I was like level 25 on the druid, like halfway to 26, and I'm like, this wasn't really having much fun on the druid. I was like, it's just boring. Like I find the combat and the druid kind of boring. And I said, if I create a new character, everybody's going to get mad at me. Yeah, the male models in WoW are really bad, so I usually go with females. The only male characters I created with any kind of regularity was in Terra, because Terra has some really cool, like, elven male characters that looked pretty cool. You think most classes in Vanilla are boring? I think most classes, I think a lot of classes in Vanilla are kind of boring. Like, the Hunter's fun, but it can get boring, because after a while, you're just like, send pet, shoot some arrows. I think the Rogue's cool because you do have a lot of different tools, you know? Yeah, that's what I thought, Mike. I think the Druid was really boring me. So, Mike, have you ever played the Druid in Vanilla? I mean, because it just, after like 20, I actually have around level, first off, the Druid 1 to 10 is really sucks. And then even from like 10 to 15, I thought it was kind of boring. I think Rogues are really cool because of, like I said, because of the things you can do. I love gouging mobs, and I always go improve gouge. I love gouging and backstabbing. I love ambushing. I mean, there's so much cool stuff you can do with a rogue. I want to come up with like a different look for this character, but I keep going back to the same old that I always do. You know, maybe if we do, what other hairstyles do we have? Let's try to create something that's just different. I've never done a long-haired rogue. Let's do a long-haired rogue, because I never do long-haired rogues. Let's just do it for the hell of it, just to be different. Nobody does rogues with long hair, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's see what she'd look like in Warrior. Long hair. Nobody does rogues with long hair. They just don't. You never got mid-20s on Druid until Kata? Yeah. What do you say, guys? Should we do a rogue with long hair? No one ever does a rogue with long hair, man. You don't see that very often. We're trying to create a look for the Night Elf rogue that I've never done before. You know what I mean? You level up Veldros in Classic till 50. Let's go. You know what? Let's. Ooh, that's kind of creepy looking. Isn't that creepy looking? Ooh, this is the ghost look. This is like a very ghost face or something. Let's not. I don't think we can do the long hair. Let's do. You enjoyed Druid and Kata? Yeah. Well, the models, like the troll models in retail right now, are actually the best they've ever been. Like troll models in retail right now are fantastic. I just can't do trolls because I don't want to sound like a freaking Jamaican. I mean, well, whoever came up with the idea to make trolls' voices sound like Jamaicans needs to be shot. He's just stupid. He's just dumb. Just flat out stupid, you know. I wish we had the black hair color. Like in Turtle Wow, you can do black. Although black in Turtle Wow is not the best implementation of that. Did the druid die or is the kitty litter? Hey, Oak. The druid got put in the kitty litter. You don't mind? You don't mind, Mon? I don't mind, Mon. I do. I can't stand the Jamaican voice. Oak, I was bored with the druid. I literally was just bored. Like the last 2 or 3 days, I got the druid almost to 26, and I'm like, man, I'm bored. Hunters are range strokes. I was just like, man, I'm bored with this class. All right, we'll just cop out. We're just gonna cop out and do the. Oh, hold on a second. As you guys can probably tell, I'm mad tired. Yeah, man, Rasta. What's up, Valiant? How you doing, man? You want to never be alone with a hunter pet? Get yours today. Yeah, that's true. At least you have your pet, so you won't be completely alone, right? Yeah, I don't like any hairstyles but this one. Let's do the creepy, like, ghosty appearance. Why not? We'll do the creepy kind of ghost-like looking. That, like, kind of pale skin looks very ghost-like to me. Okay, now we've got this massively messed up UI. So let's see. Okay. And we don't need to uncheck all these Z Pearl because, you know, we need to uncheck the main one. That's okay. I like to uncheck them all anyway. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. All right, so I don't think we're not gonna do any crazy achievements, are we? There's so many. What kind of rogue achievements are there? Let's take a look at the rogue achievements. Complete the hardcore challenge without at any point using stealth. No. Complete the hardcore challenge without at any point equipping a melee weapon other than daggers. Fishing pole is acceptable. So we could do this challenge where we have to use daggers only. The only bad, yeah, this is retail. This is the retail classic WoW. This is retail classic WoW. What is? Oh no, no, no. Oh, we don't need that anymore. That weak ore is only for my druid. So let's. Why is it still there though? Yeah, this is the hardcore add-on. So I'm thinking we probably don't need to really do anything. Let's just say begin adventure. Why is there a swing meter in there? We don't need that. Swing timer, get rid of that. Hey, just no, the druid didn't die. The druid did not die. I just, honestly, Joss, I was just getting really bored on the druid. I got the druid to like level 25. I was about halfway to 26. And for like the last 3 or 4 levels, I just was bored. Like I found the combat of the druid to be really boring. You know, like man, I just really found it to be boring. All right, we need to get rid of this weak aura. How do you just? I just want to like not load it. How do you like not load a weak aura? Like here load here. This is what you got to do. Just say never. Boom. There we go. Level 1 to 20. Well, I was 20. My druid was 25. I leveled all the way to 25, and I still found it like really boring. I was like, this is boring.
Peace be with you.
You know? I was like, this is just boring. You leveled a Boomkin Classic? Okay, good. We got our bars. Bars look good. Okay, we got our throwing ability. Okay, fine. We don't need this. 3. Why does it not if it's... No, 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 no. This isn't... That's not right. We don't need... If not is current now. No, we don't need any of that. Oh, man. Shit. These macros are not classic. These are not classic macros. These are shit macros. These are shitty macros. Hold on a second, guys. Let's kill this. What we need to do is we need to go to Globulus. So we're gonna go. Let's see. What was Burning Crusade? Was Burning Crusade like? Let's just try classic. That was my druid on Globulus. How about? There we go. That's what I want. Just setting up my macros. Give me a minute here. Rots. Caro. Caro. Ah. hope this one works. This one's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if we're going to be using. If we're going to be using. If we're going to be using hemorrhage, I think we are, right? We are. It is a hemo build, I think. So. Oh, explain people new to the neighborhood what I'm doing. I'm just setting up my macros. I mean, that's all I'm really doing right now. Like, I'm just trying to set up the macros that I'm going to be using later on. If I set them up now, I don't have to worry about them later. Like, here's a really interesting macro, which should work, hopefully. This macro actually will... This macro will actually cancel stealth for me if I'm stealth. And it'll basically, if I have a throwing weapon, it'll use it. If I have a bow, it will use a bow. If I have a gun, it will use a gun. So this basically will do any kind of ranged ability. You know what I mean? Should work. We'll find out, right? So, like, if we do that, and then, let's see. We should have, because we should have, like, a throwing weapon, right? We do, right? So if we go here, let's see if it works. And there, you see? That macro actually lets me use my throwing weapon, right? And we're going to do something that everybody is... Well, we can't now. Never mind. I was going to like... So that's kind of an interesting macro that's kind of cool. And so we have this range macro. Let's change the tooltip because it's not going to... I mean, it doesn't have like the correct icon. So let's do... Just the throwing dagger here. Yeah, so the reason I cancel stealth is, let's see, the reason I cancel stealth is because of my stealth macro, right? So here you've got stealth, right? And your stealth macro says cast no stealth. So this, and we're going to put it right here. We're going to change these. Oh, let's go ahead and go in. And when you do your key bindings, you always want to check this. Anyways, I do, because I use different key bindings on different slots on my bars for each character. Like, some people will have the same key bind on each slot. I don't. I customize each slot for my classes. Like, I always want stealth to be right here, whereas on a warrior or a class that switches stances, I want my stances to be right here. It's just the way I am. I'm weird that way. So always check character-specific key bindings if you do stuff like me. That way you're not screwing up your other character's key binds, because, you know. So what happens is... so what happens is you have a spammable stealth macro. So when you use this macro for stealth, it's going to say, if you're not in stealth, cast stealth. But what that's going to do is it's going to make you be able to just spam the key. And that's super important for getting into stealth quickly when you're waiting for it to come off of cooldown. Especially, it's actually really important. Hold on a second. It's actually really important more for PvP purposes than for like PvE, but I'm so used to doing it that way. So this will always put you into stealth, but it will never take you out of stealth, because normally if you cast stealth, right, if you hit the stealth button, you'll stealth as a rogue, but if you hit the stealth button again, you'll come out of stealth, right? So you can't spam it in certain situations because you don't want to accidentally go into stealth and then come out. So use this macro to make sure that you can spam it as much as you want, and then if I want to come out of stealth, I just use my throw ability, right? So if I'm running around in stealth and for any reason I want to come out of stealth, You know, because there's going to be times where you want to come out of stealth. Maybe you want to talk to an NPC or, you know, something, right? Then I just macro into my throw the ability to cancel stealth. Okay, which has no negative impact on me actually using the throwing weapon, right? It's like here I can go and I can, you know, I can throw a dagger, no problem, right? And, you know. So yeah, anyway, so that's why I have stealth macroed, you know, cancel stealth macroed into my throwing ability. Um, there's another thing we can do here. This one, let me do this real quick. So we're gonna do Sinister Strike. What do I call this? Is that? And this is just a simple, you know, macro. This is just a star attack macro, but it's going to use Sinister Strike, so we don't need this. And so this is just our, you know, like if I target this boar over here and I hit this key, it's going to put me into attack because it's got start attack macroed in there. But if I'm actually close enough, of course, we're actually going to use, you know, Sinister Strike, right? So, all right. And what else? What other macros do we need? We got stealth. We don't really need a lot. Like, here's another set of macros I'll use, and this is like swords. And this is like just to I'll just put this in there. This is if I ever want to use dual swords for any reason. I have a macro I can just, you know, really quick do swords. And then also a lot of times when you're leveling up on hardcore, you don't really have a choice. The really great choice of weapons always, you know, because you're not, you know, you can't get weapons other than just what you get from mobs or quests or, you know, what you can buy from like a vendor. So sometimes you'll want to have a macro to equip daggers. You might want to have like daggers in your inventory just because ambush hits so hard, but you can only ambush if you've got daggers. So a lot of times what I would do is I would actually have 2 daggers in my bag, but I had 2 swords that were way better than my daggers. So I would actually equip the daggers for the ambush and then really quick weapon swap to the swords and continue, you know, fighting. That's only when the swords are like way better than your daggers, right? Anyways, so we're just cleaning up some UI crap. And now we're good to go. We really don't have any abilities right now. All we have is Eviscerate and Sinister Strike, and that should pretty much be it. Of course, we have Shadow Meld, so you can just put that right here. It's fine. And look at our dark. We've already got some dark clothes we picked up. Oh, level! Oh my God, level 2. We're almost there. Almost 60. We're almost there. All right. Yeah, we need some more night sabers. Yeah, I mean, you have. Yeah, that's the one thing is they fixed it in later versions of World of Warcraft where you start off with 2 daggers instead of just one. And I always thought that this was a bad idea. I always thought that starting off rogues with just one weapon. I kind of thought that was a bad idea. I mean, rogues, that's their skill set is to use daggers. So I think that rogues really in vanilla should have started off with 2 daggers. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but it just feels to me wrong to start off rogues with just one dagger, you know? Out of range? No. Lurk mode engaged. This text is like entirely too small. Probably just because my old blind eyes, my old eyes, man. Well, you can't. You can't dual wield. Dale, you can't dual wield on a rogue at level 1 or level 2. I can't even equip an item in my offhand. Right? You cannot dual wield. We can't dual wield until level 10. So what I'm saying is I disagree with that decision by Blizzard. I think that rogues should have been able to dual wield at level 1. But only daggers. They should have only been able to dual wield daggers and that... Yeah. Yeah, well, for whatever reason, I guess they felt they didn't want to do that. Yeah, for whatever reason. I think they just wanted it to feel like it was more of a progression type thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, oh, you've got to struggle to level 10, and then, then you can, then you'll have your daggers or whatever.
Can I assist you?
What brings you here? Elune be with you. Elune light your path.
I am listening. Farewell. Goodbye.
See, I can't break stealth. The only way I can break stealth is by using my throw ability. So, although maybe if I click this, it'll break it. No, that's all good. All good. I guarantee you, though, guys, that leveling a rogue, I'll be a lot more excited to play this character than I was the druid. I thought the druid would be cool because I haven't played a druid in like forever, but I thought the druid was just, I don't know, it just was really boring to me. I was like, this is just boring. Rogue's not boring. Rogue's cool. We don't even have any like attacks. It's so funny. Anything on my stealth bar? Oh shit, that didn't work, did it? Um, didn't work at all. I just wanted to create a new profile so I could make changes to it without it affecting my druid's profile. So all good on that front. Else looks good. We're in good shape. I guess the thing was when I was thinking about the druid, and I was thinking about getting the druid to like say 40 or 50. I just the prospect of leveling the druid from 40 to 60, it just didn't seem very good. And then even at 60, I was like, well, if I get to 60, do I want to keep playing the druid and like do dungeons? And I was like, nah, You know, I don't. And the thing is, it looks like on this hardcore server, the things that they offer is what people are doing right now is that once you reach 60, you join the hardcore elite guild. But the thing is, the people that join the hardcore elite guild, they actually still are only playing with one character life. Meaning that if you join the hardcore elite guild and you die in a dungeon at 60, you have to, you're done. You have to delete your character. So if you want to stay as like they call, as like a regular, if you want to graduate to a regular WoW character and not be hardcore anymore, at 60, you won't be in the hardcore elite guild. You'll just either be solo or some other guild, right? So that's interesting, That's very interesting. Hey, Jenny, what's up? How you doing? We're trying our hand at a rogue. My druid didn't die. I just was bored leveling the druid. I actually was really bored leveling the druid. And I love rogues, so I wanted to try doing a rogue. Yeah, it was the same on the Season Mastery server for sure. I played on Season Mastery. And so yeah, it was the same thing. Yeah, rogues are really... Yeah, I like rogues. Well, rogues and vanilla are very strong. And druids are okay, but I just felt like the combat on the druids seemed really lackluster. Yeah, I know. I watched their Molten Core. I watched quite a bit of the Molten Core run. Well, I mean, I had it on my other monitor while I was playing. And when they ran through Molten Core and they cleared it out with their hardcore characters. Pretty impressive, actually. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd like to see them do that on like. Could you imagine trying to do that on like Dragonflight or something? Like doing raids you've never done before with hardcore characters, and just like so many people would die. It's hard to do that. It'd be hard for me to get to level 60 and be like, hey, I want to go run like UBRS. I'd just be like, oh man. But as a rogue though, if you're smart, you should be able to, hopefully, The fun part about rogues is you could definitely spec your character to be more survivable, I believe. I got to look at the talent system again. You know how like a hunter has like improved feign death so that it's less likely to be resisted. I mean, there might be talents for rogue. I can't remember if there's talents for rogue for the vanish to be like resisted or whatever. But I mean, as a night elf, you have a little bit of a benefit right off the bat because night elves have better dodge than other races. And they also move faster when stealth, I believe. I think they have better stealth, slightly better stealth than other races. Makes sense. They're night elves. Come on. Yeah. Well, that's not true. If you're like in UBR, it's not like if you're in UBRS, you're just doing a pull, like a regular pull with like mobs and people, for whatever reason, pull two groups or something and start wiping, you can just vanish. And it will 100% save your life. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's good, though. What I'm saying is, a rogue has a better chance of getting away on a bad pull in like a UBRS, LBRS situation than other classes, so... Yeah, in a raid, that's a different story. Because in raids, you can't just vanish a raid boss. Yeah, I mean, honestly, am I gonna go and do a raid? I'm not gonna raid with a hardcore character. Sorry, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even waste my time with that. I'm not gonna walk into Molten Core with a character who's like a hardcore. I don't think I'd want to do that. You know? No, thank you. Ooh, level 4 already. We're moving. This is hardcore, Jenny. This is classic WoW, right? This is like World of Warcraft classic servers, meaning level 1 to 60, and we're doing the hardcore challenge. So I have an add-on installed right here, the Classes Hardcore add-on, and you install this add-on, and you basically level 1 to 60, and you can't die. So you only have 1 life. So if you die, you can't. That's it. That you failed. I mean, you could keep your character if you want and keep playing, but you can't. You won't be able to successfully complete the hardcore challenge. So it's just basically leveling 1 to 60 without dying.
I am listening. Denadris.
It makes the game a lot more fun because it's a lot more challenging. You'll get in situations where you're like, oh my god, I could die. Like I leveled my druid to 25, and I think there were about 4 different situations where I'd say about 3 actually, where I was a little bit nervous. One, I got down all the way down to 4 health, but that was when I was like level 6 or 7. And then after that, the only times I got kind of scared was like I got down to like maybe like 20, 30 health a couple times. You would die in a heartbeat. A lot of people die. A lot of people die. I mean, I'm not in the guild right now. I'll try to get an invite. What's it called? Hardcore Militia? See if we can get an invite.
Greetings.
Okay, we got backstab. Oh, there we go. So now we're in the hardcore guild, right? And let's not train pickpocket just yet. What did I learn? Oh, backstab. I'm always surprised that you learned backstab before you learn gouge, but it's okay. So we got backstab. I don't even have a backstab macro yet. Backstab. Save. Hey. Good, good, good. You said your husband would just decide every now and then to play a character until they had their first death? Okay. You can see how much damage backstab does. It's huge. Oh shit, we gotta. Sorry, my French. We gotta sell our gear here. We gotta sell our stuff. Double days you died on Turtle Wild Bite. Yeah, the unforeseen ghost. Those are always a pain.
What brings you here? A sharpen.
You know when I go to the battlegrounds? Yeah, battlegrounds are fun. You won't. I can't do battlegrounds on this though because this is hardcore. So, I mean, PvP death counts. So if I went to battleground and died, my hardcore leveling run would be over. So, no battlegrounds on this character. But you guys know I loved PvP. I'm a big fan of PvP. They're not. They're telling this person said, "What spec should I do as rogue?" And two people said combat. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Like combat is good. Like, so let's take a look. They might be right for early levels, but let's take a look. Because you can get you. The thing is, combat is good for riposte, right? So riposte, however you want to pronounce it. So you're gonna go like I always go improved gouge, right? We're gonna go improved gouge, but eventually you're gonna be sub because you're gonna want hemo. You like assassination better? You do know about this ghost, and he was like 10 levels. Yeah. Yeah, the unseen are in various areas in the world. They're actually they're in Duskwood. They're in Duskwood, right? Sometimes they're actually, believe it or not, I've seen unseen at Ravenhill, but most commonly they're over here in this area here by the Worgen, by the buildings here. See these? Basically, anywhere where you see a building in Duskwood is a scary place. Like right here, unseen. Right here, see this like little building here? Sometimes you'll see unseen. There's like some ruins right here. There's like some ruins right here where my cursor is. Sometimes there's an unseen there. But there's actually maps you can go to Google and Google like, yeah, there's an unseen near Stalvin. But you can actually Google it and just Google a map, and people have like a map that shows you like common places where they're at, you know. But for the rogue, like talking about like leveling a rogue, right? A lot of people are going to tell you to go combat because of stuff like riposte. Basically, strength because active after praying opponent stack the attack deals a bunch of damage, and then a lot of people are going to say go, for Ghostly Strike. Ghostly Strike, I personally love Ghostly Strike for like a hardcore character to like give you a lot of defense because Ghostly Strike basically increases your chance to dodge by 15%, which can be incredibly powerful in situations where you're like, oh my god, I got two mobs on me and I'm worried I might die. So, and then also. So basically, lightning reflexes is also something that's going to be great for defensive purposes. So you could do something like this, deflect. But you could even go full defensive, right, like that, and then go into opportunity. Master Deception. I don't know if you're really going to need that, but then you can go down into, so you could actually have Ghostly Strike and Riposte here. But I don't know if this. There's so many different builds. With the Rogue's pretty cool. You can also go with a Mace Stun build. But I probably wouldn't go that route personally. Normally, I go improved gouge, you know, you're going to want the crit strike, so you might want to go Malice right off the bat. But if you're more worried about dying and you want more defense, you could skip that, and you could go into lightning reflexes. You're going to want to rush precision too, so and you could just do this. Get precision. Brute backstab is not bad. I mean, there's so many good abilities. You're definitely, you know, endurance. I like endurance for, you know, obviously for survivability purposes. Endurance is going to be really good. I mean, if people are going to go into riposte, so basically you're going to get, you know, 5% dodge here and 5% parry here. That's a lot of, you know, a lot of damage mitigation with those talents. But this is, you know, you got to be level 33, you know, before you get to this point. The other thing that's really, really good for survivability purposes is Blade Flurry. When you're leveling, and you get a couple, like if you are leveling and you're killing a mob, and let's say you're kind of low on health, maybe you're 34% health. Let's say all of a sudden you get like 2 mobs attack you. You just pop Blade Flurry and those mobs just melt. I mean, they just melt, right? Because it increases your attack speed, but also your attacks hit nearby opponents, so you just melt people. So I do think combat's a great tree to go into, you know, for leveling hardcore rogue, leveling a rogue hardcore style. But the end build that I usually like to end up going with is going to be, you know, is going to be a subtlety build, right? You know, something like this. This would be like kind of like a build that I go with a lot for like subtlety build. It's more of a PvP build though, but this is a pretty strong like PvP build. But since this isn't really a PvP server, I'm not sure if this is what you'd really want to go with. You know, so yeah, I think definitely we'll probably be looking at combat because, like I said, I think Blade Flare gives you a ton of survivability, and of course deflection and lightning reflexes. So probably you could go with something like this. And then endurance. You could even go with improved sprint, which gives you 50%, gives you a 100% chance to remove movement and parrying effects. I mean, so this rate alone at level 33, you're going to have a lot of ways to get, like, a lot of get out of jail free cards with these talents here. You know, with your ability to break roots with your sprint, with your ability to, you know, use Blade Flurry to just basically shoot out a big burst of damage, and with your extra, you know, protections. Pretty cool. So you can see right away the rogue looks way more exciting to level than the druid. Like instantly, it's like I'm excited. I'm like, whoa, look at all this cool stuff we could do. You know, there's so many options. Whereas the druid was like there's a few options, but they all were boring options. You know. And the other thing too is I do really like Riposte or Ghostly Strike. Ghostly Strike is really good. Now Master Deception's pretty good, but I almost feel like I'd rather go. I almost feel like I'd rather go for the damage. Because, man, this is not a PvP server. You know? Well, the Combat Rogue is just for... It's good for hardcore because they give you a lot of survivability. And it's good for vanilla in general for leveling speed, because you're going to push out quite a bit of damage because of Blade Flurry. You know? It's not as good. Combat is not as good for PvP. Like for PvP, you're gonna want in vanilla for PvP, you're gonna want to go more with subtlety. because subtlety gives you a lot more combo point generation, and it also gives you better stealth. You know, better stealth, better improved sap. You know, it's just way better. You're gonna be able to get more control. You know. Yeah, yeah. Combat's gonna push probably the most damage and for PvE, and then like the hemo is gonna. What does the hemo increase the damage? Let's see. Increases any physical damage. So you're gonna have one rogue that is hemoing to get the debuff for the other rogues to take advantage of. So, but yeah, combat with Blade Flurry, it's just too good, man. Blade Flurry is just too good. Yeah. Yeah, warriors always scale better late. You see that in the first like 3 versions, like Burning Crusade, Wrath of the King, and Vanilla. You see that at the beginning of the expansions, like warriors are a lot squishier. They don't do as much damage. Same thing with priests, like casters. Like casters do good damage, but they're squishy. But you'll see casters like in the beginning of expansions a lot of times do pretty good in the beginning, and then the warriors get their really good gear and they just start blowing people up. Whereas the healers, because of like health and stuff, they don't do as good at the beginning because they don't have enough health. So the classes just blow them up. But then by the end of the expansion, when they've gotten all their PvP gear and all their health up, then they become a lot more difficult to kill, and healers start to do a lot better in arena and stuff like that. But anyways, what am I doing? I'm kind of getting distracted here, guys. Let's just do the Webwood quest, I guess. Yeah, rogues are just... It's pretty rare that rogues aren't good. I mean, there's a few expansions where rogues aren't great, but in general, rogues are always a pretty good bet for PvE and PvP. When do I get Gouge? Because, man, I love Gouge. I need Gouge. I think I get it at level 6. I hope. You're saying unholy DK. Classic Wrath is a lot different than every first in terms of class strength. So you're saying unholy DK and Wrath Classic is way stronger than it is on any of the private servers? Is that what you're saying? It's not like as if we needed him to be any stronger. You know? Yeah, there's definitely stuff in Classic that's a lot different than stuff you see on private servers. And most of it's... some of it's good, some of it's not. I'm so tired. I'm guzzling this Coca-Cola, but it isn't doing anything. It's all players in PvP. Yeah, gargoyles are vicious. They're very strong.
How may I help?
Ooh, we just got a better dagger. I'm gonna be one-shotting mobs right now, man. The backstab. Stop yawning. I can't help it.
Ishnu Dal Diep. Be careful.
I did not die, Poggers. Excuse me, man. I got something in my throat. I didn't die. I just was finding the druid really boring. I had said it the last couple streams. I was like, man, this druid is... I just found it really boring. She's like level... I got her to level 25.5 today. I was gonna be like, oh, I'll get her to 26. And I just was like, man, I just wasn't enjoying the combat. No, I mean dungeons not gonna make me enjoy the class anymore, right? If I don't enjoy the class in just regular combat encounters, then I just don't like the class. You know what I mean? Doing a dungeon isn't gonna have any impact on, you know. It's just basically the gameplay of the druid I found really boring. Like I'm playing, I almost rolled a rogue. What made me not roll a rogue when I came to the server on the 15th when they started this event was that I looked at the poll and druid was the least represented class. People who answered the poll saying what class they were going to roll, druid was the least rolled class, and I was like, oh, you know, just in my typical Julian way, I'm like, well, let me just play a class that people aren't playing. But that was a mistake because I wasn't having fun, you know. But yeah, now I know why exactly. That's a great point, Poggers. Now I know why, because people probably don't find the class that fun. And I didn't think about that. I didn't even, you know what, Poggers? I should have thought about that. I just thought, well, it's the least represented class. I'll do a druid because there aren't that many people playing druid. And I'd done druids before, like years and years ago on private servers. I leveled a druid to like 40 on a private server once, but I never got the druid to 60. Now that I look back, that's probably why. I probably got to 40 and found it boring and went and played something else, you know?
May the stars guide you.
But yeah, I think that's probably true. I think that's probably why. I think people just probably found the class boring. Later, well, yeah, it definitely gets better in other expansions for sure. I found Druid to be very easy. I didn't find there to be much. I wasn't finding it a hard class to play. Um, so, and I just found the combat to be a little bit boring. Oh, in regards in regards to the hardcore challenge, I definitely feel like it's probably one of the easier classes, just simply because you do have bear form, which is very tanky, and you also have, um, you know, heals. You can also heal yourself. So yeah, I would say that yeah, I think it's one of the easier classes. Yeah. You was, dude. What? you, you better be careful, man. What level's your character? What are you playing, Poggers? Let's see. Let's see, guild. I don't know if you're in. Level 20. That would suck. Hey, level 20 takes a while to get to. You're talking a good, 15 to 20 hours to get to level 20, depending on what class you're on. Come on, give me like a really good dagger. No, they're not going to give me anything good. Yeah, Priest is pretty slow. So tired.
Ishno del Diab. Del Natris.
Whew, I just fell asleep at the keyboard. Like I literally just fell asleep. I don't know if you guys saw. I'm looking at the other screen. Yep, you see me? Yeah, I walked right into the rail. I literally just fell asleep at my keyboard. Oh, I guess I'm pretty tired, guys. Inventory's full. Yeah, that's not good. It's not good when you're like this high up off the ground on a hardcore character and you're falling asleep. I could have just walked right off and died. That would not have been good. Whew. It's so funny. Like it's, I bet I did I bet I completed this area like twice as fast as my druid. Because on the druid you're like casting and a lot of downtime for getting mana. Druid is really slow from 1 to 10, like really slow. Out of soda. Hey, yeah, I know I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep pretty soon. See ya, Jenny. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I will definitely go to sleep pretty soon. But hey, tomorrow's my last day of work. Like I work tomorrow, and that's it. Then I don't work again until like the 3rd of like next year. So lots of free time to play WoW.
Peace be with you. Go in peace.
Goddess bless you. Goddess watch over.
Oh. Oh. Man.
Don't touch me.
I'm gonna, as soon as I hit the bed, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna be asleep. By the time my head hits the pillow, I'm gonna be asleep. It's gonna be quick. So tired.
Can I assist you?
Elune Adore. Good luck, friend.
Feel free to browse. Alone light your path. Till next we meet. What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
Alright, level 6.
Hello.
Yes, gouge, baby, gouge!
Asha, fella.
Alright, that's it, guys. I am falling asleep with the keyboard, so I have got to go to sleep. Hey, what's up, Reaper? Sorry, Reaper, I'm going to bed, man. I'm tired. I will come back tomorrow, and I'll be streaming tomorrow, and then I'll be streaming a ton. I'm going to be streaming a lot over the next couple weeks. Tomorrow's my last day of work for like 2.5 weeks. So, yeah. So I'm going to get to bed, man. Have a good night. Thanks again for the sub, Laser. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Happy holidays, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace out.